Hi everyone. I decided to do a broadcast and show you a little bit about what happened. We had a terrible ice storm last night. It had rained and it went way below freezing last night, and the damage it had done to the trees and everything around here. I was fortunate enough that the trees didn't fall on my house, but I will turn the camera around and I'll let you see that the ice is still coated on the trees. It's only 32 degrees right now, so I'm not going to be out here very long. I do have a jacket on. I couldn't do this without a jacket, but it is really amazing, you know, what ice can really do. But I'm so thankful that the Lord preserved my home, because it could have really been really bad. And I'll turn the camera around and I'll let you see what has really happened, and I'll pan around and let you see the rest of the ice that's on the trees. As you can see, that branch there, it's in on my sidewalk, and it could have fallen on my house. What it did is it came off of this tree right here, came off of that tree, and I've got some limbs in on my driveway. And as you can see, as I pan on down, look at the ice that's coated on those trees. I guess in a way, oh thank you, I guess in a way you could say this is a beautiful sight, but it's also messy too, because we're not going to be able to get out for a few days unless it warms up. Oh hi, I'm in Oregon. See all these trees, look at all the trees. All of them are just coated with ice. It's really amazing how much ice they're really hi Bruce. I'm showing the ice that we had. We had a terrible ice storm and it really messed everything up. And you could see the ice is all over everything. And hi Bruce. Look at the mess that the ice storm made. It got branches on my driveway, which I'm going to have to get somebody to cut them up. Next door probably will. But the worst thing of all is, yes, I do. I have power. That didn't go out, thank goodness. But there's a big limb that came down, and it's almost on the sidewalk. In fact, part of it is on the sidewalk. Yeah, it did touch the sidewalk. So, got some mess to clean up. You know, there's probably a lot more mess than other people have than I have. But this just goes to show you that the powerful, yes, he is. This just goes to show you that, yeah, it is. And I had my tenant message me on Messenger, and there was a tree in his yard that has been leaning for quite a few years, and he told me it was leaning over a little further because the ice had pushed, caused it to lean over. Well, it wasn't more than 5 minutes later, he contacted me by Messenger again and said that it had fallen down. But fortunately for me, it did not land on the house or anybody's neighbor's house or anything like that. But you can see these are big branches that came off the tree and just coated with ice. We had about 1/4 inch of ice. It's that, and you can, and if I can get a little closer, you can see, I don't think I'll fall right now, but you can see how heavy that ice is. See, look at this. Look at that. It's got there's a lot of ice. And like I said, it just kept raining and raining and raining, and it got so cold last night. It got down into the 20s, and it just literally broke branches off of trees. And I'm probably not the only one that's got the problem. There'll be other ones that have. Oh yes, I have to. I'm only outside just to show you this. It's warmed up enough now that I think people can drive, but I'm not going to get out in it. Well, no, it's not the whole tree. It branches came off the tree, but these are great big ones. I mean, look at this. See how big this is? How thick? Look, it split right in two. So that's how powerful that ice was. Just broke it right off, and those are going to have to be cut up. And I can't even won't be able to get my car out of the driveway until this is taken care of, because it's right in my driveway. And I'm in Oregon, and here, look at the ice on here. Look at that, coated with ice. And those are smaller branches, so they weren't taken down, but you can see what ice will really do. Look at the ice coming down off of here. I mean, everything's just caked in ice, and it's really amazing. I'll get closer to this branch now that you can see this. But see, this is really, look how thick the ice is on here. We have about 1/4 inch of ice, and that branch is really huge to come off that tree like that. It's really, look at that. And it's really amazing how, and I could say, it really wasn't God that did it, but yet he did protect my home. He protected my rental, since they had a tree come down and they're on the rental. But But as you can see, you look in the neighborhood next door and all the way down, look at the trees are just clothed with ice. It actually looks beautiful, and almost like a Christmas card. Almost looks like, almost could be like snow. But you know, it's amazing, you know, God's handiwork in a way, you know, because it could have been a lot worse than it was. And I don't know how many other places have branches down like I have, but my goodness, those are just really thick. Just, oh my goodness, I didn't know what had happened until I woke up this morning. And then I happened to see the branches down on my driveway. I saw that branch hanging over on my, like I said, there's so much ice caked onto the trees. And this is the tree is a small tree that branches are caked on, but that other one is a bigger tree. It's going to eventually have to be cut down. This tree here where the branch came off of, it's going to have to be cut down because, and it's got a lot of ice still stuck on there yet. Clear up there, ice all over it. But those must have been weak branches, but they're pretty good sized branches to be taken down like that. You know, it's really amazing what had really happened. But like I said, I'm thankful to the Lord. He did provide. He kept the ice branches from hitting my house. Oh, in Veneta we got a real bad ice storm. You guys didn't get any snow though? Because my ex-husband, he lives in Vancouver, Washington, and he said they got about 2 inches of snow last night. I don't know if I would rather have snow or this ice. Maybe snow would be better than ice, because this ice can do a lot of damage. Well, snow can too, but you know, just wanted to show you guys that the impact of a storm and what it can do to you know, it could cause a lot of property damage and things like that. Oh, no snow in Seattle. Did you get any ice? Because it was terrible. I mean, it's and this other branch is, like I said, that's pretty good size. This not no ice either. Oh, well, lucky you. And this one's pretty good size too. All the ice is standing on this one too, but pretty good size come off the tree. So they've been on the tree for a while. But look how much ice is out there. It's just amazing how much ice, and just thick. I think they said we had a 1/4 inch of ice that got on the appeared. I mean, that is really something, have that much ice, you know. And it's ice is laying on my ground and stuff, and my yard, as you can see, oh, it's only 32 here. That's the problem. It's right at freezing. I mean, where I'm at right now, it's not, there's no ice on the driveway. But look at my yard. My yard is just frosted. Oh, just frosted right up. It's really, I mean, it really put a lot of, this is the most ice we've ever had here in Eugene. I don't remember us having this much. Not too awful far. Yes, I do, you know, because God could have made things worse, but he didn't. He kept my house. He preserved my life and for sure. And I'm so glad that he did, because it could have been much worse, much worse. And I mean, you can see how thick the ice really is. Look at that. You know, and you know, when you look at it, each one of these icicles actually are different from the other. It's like snowflakes. They're not all the same, you know. And ice is dangerous, of course, and I don't like to get out on ice. But when you look at it, the looks of it, you know, it seems like it's beautiful. You know, it really is. See, it's really beautiful. I like that thing out on the very end. Almost looks like a bubble. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. And if you haven't had an ice storm yet, you're lucky, because I didn't expect us to get one either. Well, we anticipated getting some snow and maybe freezing rain, but instead of snow, we got all freezing rain. Like I said, it rained before I went to bed, and it was still raining. It was a 100% chance yesterday, and even took some of these, took leaves down here too. Broke that down a little bit, so that's going to have to be trimmed. But I think my next door neighbors might be trimmed. Well, and I see it broke one off there too. Maybe trim them up for me, because it's really bad. But look at like I said, look at ice all over everything. Just, you know. But you know, God is so good. He really is. He really is. I'm just so thankful that, you know, I've got something that I can periscope about, because this is not something you see all the time, you know, especially here in Oregon, because we just don't get these ice storms like this. We'll either get snow or we'll get, you know, warm up enough just to rain, but never never freeze us over. Yeah. Oh, is it called silver thaw? I've never heard of that. Yeah, you know, we can get some pretty cold weather too. Welcome, Hindu TE for DE for the first time. You know, we can get pretty cold, and we've been known to get almost below zero here already. But you know, this is, I mean, the impact of this storm is going to be felt for quite a long time. Hi, good to see you. It's going to be felt. I'm just showing the ice storm that we had, and the how much ice is on our branches and everything, and on the trees, and the limbs that are laying in my yard or my driveway. You know, I don't know how I'm going to move them to get my car out, but somehow I'll have the neighbors move them for me or whatever when I need to get my car out. But wow, you know, I'm just, like I said, I am just, oh, okay. Anyway, oh, that's okay. My periscopes are always on my profile. You can go in and look at them anytime, even after they're off the news feed. They're on there for 24 hours, but after the 24 hours, you can still go back and look at them on my profile because they're always there, because I don't delete them. So, but as you can see, the magnificence of that ice, you know, and you know, I'd much rather be on the trees than on the ground, because when it's on the ground, it's hard to walk. Hi, Medea, good to see you. It's hard to walk, but you know, being on the trees, it forms such beautiful icicles. Really, it does. I mean, just look at that. I mean, hi, good to see you. I'm just showing what was left of the ice storm that we had, and it's still cold right now. But see, look at that. It's very thick, very thick ice. And I didn't know these branches would break off, because you can see they're quite thick, and it's surprising that. Well, the tree is pretty solid, so it's not going to come down, but I'm surprised it took any branches down at all. It was trimmed up last spring by my neighbors next door. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's still on the tree. They're still on the branches yet. And but I did, like I said, and I'll show you since you just came in, I'll show you the one that came down that's hanging over my sidewalk. The ice stayed on here too. They didn't fall off, you know, but it's really, and you can see up there where it broke off at. It just really broke on. You can see right where it split. You can see it sticking up there where it split off, and it broke off. And I did not know it happened until this morning, because I didn't hear it. Oh man, it's really, you know, it's really amazing. God, yeah. I wouldn't want to slip on that ice. Like I said, I'd rather be on the trees than on the ground, you know. But it's right now. The thing of it is, it's a cold 32 degrees, so I'm not going to be out here very long. I do have a coat on or a jacket on. I won't be out here without it. But I decided just to come outside and show you, because it's too hard to take it from the window. And you don't get the idea of what everything looks like then. But like I said, look at all these trees. And all the ice on the trees. Actually, they're very pretty. It almost looks like I said a picture postcard. And it's beautiful, you know, it's really beautiful. And I'm just so thankful that my home was preserved, my rental was preserved, and that, you know, this is going to be an easy thing to clean up. And I like it over here. I mean, they got some beautiful trees there. And look at the ice on them. It's just, I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous, really, you know. But it can be dangerous too when it's on the ground. There it wasn't, yeah. Oh, I'm going to have to, yes, I'm going to have to. In fact, when I get done here, I'm going to take a picture of this, because this is something you don't see every day, and this is the first time we've ever had this. I mean, we've had freezing rain before, but it's been nothing like this, where it broke the branches off and left them lying on the ground. And yeah, it is pretty cool, but I'm glad I was inside the house, you know, and the kids didn't go to school today because it was too bad of weather this morning. So I was just glad to be home and be in my house and staying warm and not have to get out in this stuff, because they didn't encourage anybody to get out this morning. They said to stay home if you had to, you know, and if you had to go somewhere, just to give yourself plenty of time to get where you needed to go. But I thought, no, it's just too cold and my house is warm, and I'm just going to stay in there and stay warm and not worry about what's going on out here. I was so encouraged to, like the Lord told me, well, let people see what this looks like, because I know there's some places like Hawaii and places like that will never have this because it's warm out there, it's tropical. But when you see this, and you can get that close to it, it's really amazing, the magnitude that ice can have on things, like I said. Yeah, I know. Until you see it for yourself, until somebody periscopes it, you really can't see what really has happened, And when I saw the branch on the ground, I thought maybe it was from this smaller tree here, until I realized, I started looking at it was from the tree out by the road, out by my sidewalk. And like I said, that's a pretty good tall tree. As you can see, there's all the way up. It's a pretty tall tree, and it's been trimmed several times. And I have lots of leaves every year, although I didn't have as many this fall, but now I'm going to have less again because more branches broke off. So, but anyway, you can see just exactly what the ice did. But thank the Lord, it didn't fall on my house. It could have easily, because last December, a year ago in December, and I'll walk over, and some of you may have seen it, some of you may not. Yes, he is amazing. And I won't go any further, but as you can see, that stump there is the one. It was a year ago this month when that tree was dead, and it came down, but fortunately for me, it came up against this tree here, and it didn't fall against my house. The way it fell just right, and the Lord preserved it. Oh, nothing much. I'm just showing what kind of what damage I had from the ice storm that we had yesterday. But anyway, that stump, I haven't been able to have any money to get that taken care of, because it costs an arm and a leg to have somebody take it out. So I've just left it. It's not really hurting anything. But anyway, you can see that it's a pretty good sized stump, and the tree was dead, and we had so much wind and everything and rain last fall that I told my ex-husband at the time, I said, it's not going to be a matter of time before that thing's going to come out of the ground. And sure enough, it did. It came right out of the ground. And when I woke up the next morning on the 21st of December, I woke up and I opened my drapes, and I happened to see it on the ground, and I couldn't believe it. But it ended up being free firewood for an elder of mine in the church, because he has a fireplace, so he cut it up for me and got rid of it. I'm going to have somebody, like I said, cut these branches up, and they can have, we'll do whatever they want. But like I said, the magnitude of this ice is really tremendous. I mean, it's just so thick in places, really thick. Look at that icicle coming out on the end. Nothing hanging onto it, and it's just there. It's very, very cold too. I don't have gloves on, but the ice is very, very cold. But you can see it. I'm not gonna be able to get my car out of the driveway until something's done with this. I'm gonna have to move them, or have the next door neighbor take. I'm sure when the weather gets fit, they'll cut them up for me so I can get out. Or else I'm just gonna have to swing clear over to the other side of my driveway to get out, because I can get out. I can get out over here if I want to, but like I said, it's amazing how the Lord does provide. Because I mean, he could have let it happen that would have hit my house or things like that, but thank goodness it didn't. The tree didn't hit my house last December, nor did these branches come off and hit my house now. I'd rather they be where they're at in the driveway. At least they're not hurting anything or anybody. It's just they need to be moved to get my car out. But I'm just so thankful that He's preserved me and my home and my rental. Because if anybody came on late, I want to tell you that I've got a rental, a 3-bedroom rental. Oh yes, I am too. But I've got a 3-bedroom rental, and there was a tree in the front. Okay, take care. Oh, I'm going to. But I've got a 3-bedroom rental on one. It's a duplex, but the one side had a tree in the yard that was leaning way over, and my ex-husband, when he owned it, he didn't know what caused that tree to lean over. I don't know. It seemed funny. He was planning. Now the tenant was called and messaged me last night. And he said he was planning. Him and the neighbor were planning on cutting it down in the spring. Well, 5 minutes later, he messaged me back and says, "I spoke too soon. It came down." But fortunately, it didn't come down on the rental. Only thing it did was come down on a fence that has to be replaced. But that's okay, But it didn't. I guess it landed in the neighbor's driveway, but it didn't hit their cars. It didn't hit their house or anything. Oh. Okay, thank you for coming in. I'm glad you stopped by. You know, I know this isn't much of a periscope, but I wanted to see what, I wanted people to see what kind of ice, you know, what kind of damage ice can do. If you never have ice, you don't know. You know, this would be the first for me that we've had this kind of ice, you know, and this kind of storm. You know, hopefully it'll be over. It looks like we're going to start warming up, and we're not even going to have snow on Christmas. We were supposed to, but now it's just going to rain. But that's fine with me because I got to drive in it anyway. So, but oh, you're still here. Okay, but look, I just want to point to that. I mean, all that ice there, just, oh, it's just, you know, I guess you could say the ice is from God, you know, but he, like I said, he preserved me, he preserved my home. You know, this happened, it must have happened in the middle of the night, because it didn't happen when I went to bed. It was still okay. It was still raining yet, you know, but then when it got freezing overnight, because we got in the 20s overnight. It was 29 when I got up this morning. It's only 32 right now, so it hasn't warmed up much. And we're going to get in the 20s again tonight. So if it wouldn't have happened last night, it would probably happen tonight. You know, because it rained all day yesterday, and I just knew if we get that if it freezes, it's going to make it a mess, and it has. But you know, oh, look at that. That's really something. The leaves still on that tree, and look at the ice. I mean, that's some. No, it's not. It's not. Like I said, the tenant had messaged me on Facebook Messenger. That's how we communicate with each other. And because he was going to come to pay his rent today, but he said it depended on the weather. And then 5 minutes later, after he messaged me the first message, he told me that the tree was leaning and he was going to cut it off in the spring. Him and the neighbor were going to, you know, get a chainsaw and chop it up. Well, it wasn't any more than 5 minutes later, he messaged me again and says, well, I spoke too soon. The tree is down. It came down in the front yard of my rental, and it landed, the top part of the tree landed in the neighbor's driveway, and the only thing that it broke and did damage to was a fence, which is very easy to replace, but it did no damage to any homes or anything. And I was so thankful for that when he told me, because that could have really been bad, you know, because I'd have been responsible for that tree in that yard and any damage it does to anybody's house. But since it was just a fence between the two of them, somehow we'll work it out and we'll get it replaced, you know. But you know, God is so good. He took care of him, took care of my rental, took care of me and my home. So, you know, oh yeah, they are safe, and I want you all to stay safe too. I just want to do a little short periscope to let you know what kind of damage we had from the ice. But I'll probably come on later tonight before I go to bed and do another periscope as I always do. But I thank you all for coming in and sharing this with other people. Yeah, you're right. But by I start talking about that, I get them all over the place. You're right. But you know, I wanted to do one that wasn't prophecy for right now, because I wanted you to see what kind of damage ice can really do. So I'm getting cold standing out here, so I think I'll better go in. And yeah, no, you're not. But no, you've been real good. But I get them in here, and they're really bad sometimes. I mean, they're very derogatory, call me names and everything else. But you know, but I'm you know, I just wanted to show you what damage the ice has done. But I think I better go in now, because I haven't got any gloves on my hands and they're freezing, you know, and I need to get warm back up. But I thank you all for coming in, the live viewers as well as the replay viewers, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you might be. And I'll come on later, and yes, it ought. It's very much a blessing. But I'll come on later and that's right. Count it as a blessing. That's exactly right. But I'll come on later and do another prophecy periscope, and we'll see what happens then. So y'all take care. God bless. I love you all, and bye-bye.